Florida is an outstanding team. They probably have a record of dominance more than any team in our league over what they've done in the last few years under Urban Meyer, who's an outstanding coach and does a great job with them. And they got a lot of team speed. They got good players at all the skill positions. They have good offensive line. Defensively, they're very active, run well, a lot of team speed, and they play outstanding on special teams. So this is as good all-around team as we played all year, and certainly have improved, each week that they played this year with a new quarterback, and also with a new guy coming in at quarterback, some who really plays tight end. Great, Trey Burton, but and he's done some of the quarterback run stuff that Tebow used to do. So this will be a very challenging game for us, very challenging preparation relative to what they do, but certainly the kind of game that our players should be looking forward to. I think it would be a combination of what they did last year, but this guy can throw the ball. He has thrown the ball, so it's not a running back just playing, quarterback. And he's a good football player when it comes to playing tight end, too, and being a pretty good receiver for him. And all of his scores did not come playing quarterback. He did it both ways. Guy's a very good player. It does create some problems, but it creates more problems when you got one guy who can do it all, because you really can't. You have to defend it all the time. And this guy's a very good player, and Brantley's a very good passer. So the combination of those two guys do present some issues and problems.
Every week is a challenge for us. We're going to game plan and prepare as best as possible.
Coach Saban earlier today said that what you guys did on Saturday is something that maybe some other teams couldn't do. Why is it that you guys were able to do that and come back?
Honestly, I think it's more of a mentality that our defense, our team took to be able to come back in the game and win, and just wanting it that bad to win that game.
What did you learn? Coach Saban and I talked to him about this just a minute ago. He said last year after the Tennessee game that oftentimes you guys learn more from adversity than you do from success. And I'm wondering what you guys learned about yourself as a team on Saturday.
Well, I would think it would be that instead of waiting and execute the game plan in the second half, that we need to start from the first play to the end.
Did you have to pick some guys up, or did you see guys on the sideline picking each other up and encouraging each other?
Yeah, that's always, that's important, because you never want one player to be down on himself, because if he's down, he can give up more plays and things like that. So it's always better to pick other players up and have confidence in them.
Do you get the sense that you guys, as a whole, take a different confidence level into this game? Do you guys feel better about yourselves after that?
Yeah, I think every game, it's a confidence booster. The better games we have, the more confidence we gain.
How does it feel? I know it's a team mentality, but Coach Saban also talked about a couple of weeks ago, it's okay to have personal goals too. How does it feel for you personally to keep having each week such a profound effect on the game?
Well, by executing our game plan and having personal goals, every week this week, or every week from the season starting, I've told myself that I need to at least get my hands on the ball twice a game. And if it's not once, it's twice, and it's been happening for me, so I'm going to keep going with that.
Well, what I learned from an individual perspective, I know last year, 2 interceptions would have absolutely put me in the tank. I think back to South Carolina last year, which wasn't a great showing by any means, but I just kind of folded my cards and, said, Mark, please, take it from here. But this year, I battled. I fell back through it, and, they made a couple good plays on us. And, a couple ill-advised decisions, but that's part of the game. You look around the country, guys throw picks. Some of the best players, look at Brett Favre. He threw 2 picks yesterday, but the guy keeps fighting. It doesn't matter. And that's one thing I really learned about myself, in the fact that I didn't let the picks get me down. I kept playing, and in the second half, when we needed it, we made the plays that needed to be made. So I was really encouraged by my own individual performance. As a team, though, I think everybody is really, really encouraged by the fact that we just kept fighting. they scored 2 plays into the game, and no one was phased. Everyone said, okay, that's all right. We expected them to have a high-powered offense, and we understand that, you know, it's not where you start the game, it's where you finish the game. So we showed a lot of character. I think we showed a lot of poise, and we showed a lot of toughness in fighting back. So I think everybody's really encouraged and hoping to build off their performance last week.
How important was the deep ball in keeping them honest? Because we knew you could run the ball.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, it was important. I think, you know, there's a couple that we were pretty close on. You know, we had a pass interference call on the deep one, and they kind of got a little bit off balance. But, you know, it's important to keep those guys off you a little bit. You know, anytime we have a running game like we have, you have to be able to hit your shots deep. So there are a couple we missed. There's a couple, you know, that we probably could have had. But looking back on it, I actually felt like it was a pretty good game. You know, I felt pretty strongly about our performance offensively, and you know, a couple plays here and there, it could have been a totally different ball game. But the fact that we didn't necessarily make those plays, but we were still able to get a victory is really encouraging.
Do you expect there to be a carryover into this week?
Well, I think so. Anytime you get tested like that, I think that it really builds character, and I think that it obviously gave us confidence that we did not play our best game, and we played a very, very good opponent. And both that's offensively, defensively, you know, even in the special teams, we just did not play our best game, and I think everybody understands that. But the fact that we were still able to get a win against a top 10 team on the road really gives a lot of people confidence. So, you know, Arkansas is a very good football team this year. They're going to win a lot of football games, and they definitely put a lot of emphasis on this game, and you can tell by the way they came out and played. So I think that it should carry over. I think that everyone's really looking forward to the challenge that we have this week with Florida. And hopefully the things that we learned on Saturday, not only about ourselves, but about the type of competitors we are, should definitely help us in the long run.
I think it was huge for our team just to have to go through a situation like that and overcome the adversity that we had to. Just going in the second half, being down, coming out, scoring right away in the second half, and we just had to good check ourselves. And we had to go out there and start executing fast. So I think just for us to overcome that situation and be in that type of adversity during that game just says a lot about our team and the character that we have. And I think it's going to make the camaraderie of our team a lot closer.
Talk about the challenge this week of facing another top 10 opponent in Florida.
It's Florida. They have lots of athletes. They're real talented, and it's definitely going to be a challenge for us. So we're just going to, like we do every week, we're going to go out there, practice, get our game plan together, and do the best we can to give ourselves the chance of being successful Saturday.
Mark, how special is this series with Florida for you?
It's special. I have nothing but respect for the Florida program and the team. Just from our freshman year, playing them in the SEC Championship, losing, and last year playing them again and winning that game. So it's definitely a special matchup for me personally. I respect their program to the fullest. Their players, they always have great athletes, and they always play great. So I'm definitely looking forward to Saturday.
We're now, a month away since that knee surgery. Your ability to run looks good, but no carryover during the week where you feel it and any type of pain or anything?
Sometimes it'll get a little sore, but nothing serious. Just ice it down and it'll be all right the next day. But it feels real good. So I'm just getting it stronger. But like I said, every now and then it'll get sore. But once I ice it up, it'll be fine the next day. So I'm very happy with how it's gone so far.
Hey, Greg, as a leader of the team, I'm sorry, Mark. The defense is struggling a little bit. Is it in your place to go over there and talk to those guys? Do you feel comfortable enough to cross over to the defense and say something?
Oh, definitely. Just to keep their confidence up. Just know that we're behind them and we're supporting them 100%, and that we have confidence in them. So we know that what they're capable of doing. We know they have just as good talent as anybody in the country on defense. So once they get everything together, once they get their communication together, making their calls, and everybody's on the same page, I think they'll be hard to have much success again.
Two more. Mark, I know some things were mentioned earlier in the year about Florida kind of targeting you guys, targeting this game. it's going to be pretty intense, isn't it? Because they know that you guys are here right now, and right now they're a notch below you.
Well, I just remember how we approached the Florida game when they beat us. So if they have any kind of the same mindset that we had when they beat us as they do when we beat them, then it's going to be real intense out there, because that's all we thought about for an entire year after they beat us. So if they've been thinking the same way we have, then it's going to be a real tough challenge. But we welcome that, and we love going into a game and just being challenged and having to step up to the plate and answer the bell.
Barrett, when you're in a physical game like you were last Saturday, how much come Monday and through this week is there a physical carryover? And what do you think the recovery period is for you guys for this coming Saturday?
Well, I think, it's no secret that the SEC games are extremely physical. And, we are extremely sore, especially on Sundays and Mondays, and I think that's why, we get Sundays off. And, I think we do a lot on Sundays to kind of recuperate our body. We get massages and all kind of things that we do. And then, on Monday we have a little bit of a lighter practice. But usually by Tuesday, you're kind of getting your legs back under you. So I think we something we've studied and really just try to understand how the human body can get well after taking a punishment like that on Saturday.
Some of the guys were talking earlier about the fact that there was never panic in the huddle, there was never panic on the sidelines, and there were a lot of you guys that stepped up in the half to talk. Can you expound upon that?
Right. I think that's definitely true. I think for a lot of guys it's something we've been through before. There really never was a sense of panic. We can't do this. We know that we're capable of coming back. For me, it felt a lot like the Auburn game last year. We went down 14 points and we didn't panic when we came back. I think a lot of guys kept their cool out there. It says a lot about our team. And, it really says a lot about Coach Saban and just kind of the way he's instilled that into his players. We know that we should never panic, and kind of as an offense, we're just kind of working on controlling the things we can control and not worrying about anything else besides that. We just want to go out there and score some points, and especially late in the game, we knew the defense would give us an opportunity to win it for them, and they did, and they came up with a big interception. So, I think offensively and defensively, we depend on the defense to get us the ball back in that situation, and then they depend on us to punch it in. So, I think it's a trust level that is developed through practice and games. I think that's really where it pays off.
Do you expect Florida to have a chip on their shoulder coming into this game?
Definitely. I think like Mark was saying earlier, I think I remember last year how we prepared for this game. It's really all we thought about all year. So we know Florida's going to come in here extremely intense and ready to play, but we welcome that challenge and we're excited. We know we have an extremely hard week ahead of us, and we're going to work really hard and try to get